Hey there, James again. I wanted to do a video this time, a little bit more informative than I have done. I mean, so far I've kind of just given bits and pieces about a few of my experiences. I've got some more that I want to share. Astro projection, different experiences, like when I was a young lad, we had where we grew up was the house, in my opinion, I say haunted, that's not the word I want to use, haunted, but I had lots of happenings to me as a child where I grew up. Again, the astro projection, we used to leave my body during the night, but yeah, lots more stories like that come. For now, what I wanted to do, I feel prompted to share with you how do you know when you're vibrating on a higher level, how do you know you're raising your levels of consciousness? There's three key areas I believe that I notice first, that these things are starting to happen to you, will help you understand or have some sort of idea that it's happening for yourselves as well. I think the first one that I noticed, my friend groups were starting to change. Now, people that I was going around with, people, friends that I had, people I knew, it's family members as well. It's not just necessarily friends, it's just people in general around you. When you raise your level of consciousness, and don't get me wrong, it's not just up there and stays there, it's up and down, but it sort of goes like this. What starts happening is when you're raising up out of the levels that you're currently in, you start to leave some people behind. You just don't resonate with them anymore. It's not a bad thing, it's not anything wrong with them, it's just the way it is. You happen to be vibrating on a different level, so you're existing within a different reality. It's split over timelines. I go into timelines on another video, but so when you're experiencing, when you have your experience, on a higher vibration, they just happen to be sort of left on other vibrations. It's just the way it is. You probably heard the saying, people say you're surrounded by people like yourself, and this is so true. This is how this works. So you end up finding out that you start resonating better with other people, different people that come into your life. They're already on higher levels themselves, possibly, or like I say, you leave people behind. That's not to say that they won't ascend themselves at a later point. I believe everybody is. I believe there's a big shift on this planet. But that's definitely one of the things that I found is my friend group changed quite a bit. And that's okay. That's good. I'm happy with it. I love the people I have around me now. It works. And I'm sure as I progress, it's going to increase further. Secondly, I think the second thing you can look out for is how you start to deal with problems. How problems aren't so explosive or problematic, should I say. You kind of, how do I put this? Your perception of a problem changes as you raise your awareness. You start to look at things differently, and that's the bigger picture. That's everything. So when things start to arise that once upon a time you may have flipped over, or you call them problems, once upon a time you would have sort of hit the roof, or something would have dragged you down. When you operate on a higher level, you have a different understanding of things. Your expectations of things change. You have a lot more acceptance of things. And all in all, it gets to a point where you actually think, wow, I don't have problems anymore. They kind of feel like they either go, or you're just dealing with them differently, or you're not resonating with them anymore because you are vibrating on a different level. So that's number two. You definitely find that problems are easier to deal with, or they start to go away. The other one, sorry, number three, is your access to inner knowledge. I say inner knowledge, it's actually outer knowledge, but you find it from within, from being, from having patience, from, I think meditation was key for me. When I started meditating, that's when I really connected within. So you've heard people say gut feelings, intuition, things of this sort of nature. Now that for me is key. That has been key for years, that I've been having these moments of awakening and these experiences. I've listened to my intuition and my gut feeling, and I've been right every time. I talk scenarios, I unfold a scenario to people, and anyone that knows me that that's around me knows that I do this, and I can foresee something coming just by listening to my gut, letting it unwind, unpick the pieces to it. When you ignore these, they actually get a bit weaker. When you start listening to them and reacting to them, they get stronger. Sometimes you'll never know the outcome of a situation just because you followed your gut feeling, and something hasn't happened or unfolded, or what you thought was possible, but then you can never confirm it either way. But except for the fact that you just know, you have a deep understanding, a deep knowing. Now, I mean, for these three things that I mentioned in particular, you know, the friend group, the dealing with problems, and this understanding that you have internally, if you really want to speed things up, should I say, the way in is through meditation. It's through quietening the mind. The world that we have around us, the 3D construct around us, is just it blocks us in every way possible. So you have to raise your level up out of this construct to be able to properly raise your levels of awareness, sorry. And it's meditation is the key. Meditation's the way in. It's to quiet your mind. There's different kinds of meditations you can do. You've probably heard them, and I've got a few that I'm going to give out at some point. I've done myself, and they're guided meditations. They will guide you for specific things. There's certain things you can deal with and help with by using these guided meditations. But they all still have the same principle, is to quiet your mind. It's to get into a place where you're going into your heart space, you're quieting your mind, and by going in here, you feel it. You actually feel it. You come into the heart space here, but when it happens, you actually feel it's vast. It's the universe. It's massive. And you know you're there. You know that's happening. Okay, so that is three signs that I found. All three of those steps and signs, sorry, for me, were signals that things had changed for me by quite a lot, because they all stood out. They were all quite substantial. Something I do know is this is the same for everybody that I've ever spoken to that's also experiencing things. Those three things happen to be the same across the board. So if you're currently experiencing you know, change in friends, don't be frightened of that. Let it happen. Like I said, it's friends and family. Just let it unfold. Go with it. If you're finding you're getting strong intuition, strong gut feeling, strong thoughts and ideas on things, go with it. Trust in it. Trust in yourself. Believe in it. It will not guide you wrong. It will only guide you right. Okay, your spirit guides are there as well, working with you. They will never let you down. They will only guide you right. So listen to the intuition. Really listen to it. Don't let anybody else sway you or put you off. One thing I've always said, I share information with others before I start doing these videos, and I've always said, as much as information I'm giving you my perception on it. This is the information I'm getting, and this is what I'm sharing with you. Now I know the bigger story, the bigger picture is everyone's that's experiencing this is having the same sort of things. We're all just different perceptions. We're all explaining it slightly differently. Everyone has a different story. Everyone has their own version. Okay, but it's still the same story overall, just packaged up slightly differently. Okay, I think that's it for now. I've got plenty more to come as I'm starting to grow. I'm still growing myself. I'm actually going into Reiki healing. I feel drawn to healing. I have done for a long time. So I'm going to have lots of videos coming out on that soon as well. Other than that, you have a great day. Please do like and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. Please go back and have a look at some of my other videos. Again, I haven't got many up at this stage. I'm just trying to get out there and just see how I can help and build relationships and see how we get on. Thanks ever so much. Have a great day.